All right, this week it's actually going to be a review. I just recently, yesterday, finished the old school iron program from Athlean X, so I'll be reviewing that this week, and I'll be getting into other stuff along with the next week. I'll be getting back into like the other programs that you can get into, or programs other than AA for substance abuse that would work much better. But for this week, it's an actual review of the old school iron program. So to get into it, this is like a 4 month, 4 phase program. So it's one of off the top of my head, it's one of two 4 month programs that I know of. I'd have to double check and of course people could also jump in and correct me if I'm wrong. But the other one that I'm aware of is All American Muscle, which I have on the docket to do. So this one is purely a muscle building program. So it has, like I said, 4 months, 4 phases, and so each one is slightly different. So you'll start out with phase one, which is a full body splits, and then in phase two you go into a take on a bro split, which is it's a take on it in a sense that what you do is you'll do your, in a sense, bro split. For instance, if you do chest, you will do a take on that, but you have a focus on chest, but you also do a touch up on back and everything. So that's the second phase. And then in the third phase you do the traditional push pull leg split. And then the fourth and final phase you go back to a pure bro split. You start off with chest, then back, then you do quads, then you do shoulders, arms, and then you finish off the week with glutes and hamstrings. And so you do the final phase is is 4 weeks, but 3 weeks is that bro split, and you finish off the last week with a bunch of challenges and everything. So in each phase you do have the 400 iron challenge. So anyone familiar with the programs, especially AX1, you have that 400 challenge at the end and everything. So each month has challenges, and of course you end the program with 3 challenges. So you're not necessarily doing any in a sense lifting per se. You're doing the actual challenges, and so, and you get an extra day's rest or whatever. So the big downside that I've noticed with it is that your conditioning isn't really there, because so this is something that's geared more towards a bulking type of approach. So it would definitely be something that here, especially here in the Northeast, it would be something that would be great for during the winter and everything. So especially with those who are like me, who don't mind doing running and cardio outside and everything. So when it's the weather has turned to shit and everything during the winter months and everything, and when we kind of get inside and everything, it'd be perfect to be able to shift your focus to purely weightlifting and everything. And so this is where this would fit in perfectly. But like I said, the downside is that the conditioning isn't there. So if you're looking to do conditioning as well, you either have to maybe tack some on at the end of the workout, or with doing a review of Max Shred, you could also always use those workouts, and so you can do something quick, or it's usually 5 days of lifting or whatever. So or you can do what I've been doing is doubling up. What I would do is I do my old school iron workout in the morning at home, and then get breakfast, take a shower, go about my morning routine, and then go to work. And then after work I'd go to the gym and do actual conditioning then. So kind of as my cat's knocking stuff over again. Yeah, and so so you can do that, or you could purely focus on the actual just weightlifting of this and everything. So it all depends on how you want to do it and everything. So on terms of where to scale it from beginner to intermediate to advanced, it would probably be at least intermediate. So now, could you do this on to begin with as your first program? sure, like the way it's set up is like you could do the first month and then continually repeat the first month, because since it's since that first month and first phase is a full like body split and everything, what you can do is just repeat that and everything. Now, like having said that, well, yes, you can do that and everything. I would personally recommend that like you get in do other programs first, so you can get an idea of like Jeff Cavalier's approach with his other programs, and so like you already have like a okay, I'm already familiar with his approach and everything, so that way you're coming into this like not like totally like, well, what the fuck's going on type of deal. You already have a set of like the concepts and the approach to like the training and everything. So like while I said that you can start off with this as like the first introductory program to like the actual Athlete X programs, I would probably recommend that like especially if you're brand new to training and everything. I did do like a 5-year challenge video, so like kind of referencing that, like what you can do is like get into like the 002 elastics program, and then you build into AX1 and AX2, so that way like you already have like a good base of like training and everything. So like and especially like or even if like you have like a few years of experience with training and everything, it would be a good idea to maybe like instead of like you could probably skip the 002 and elastics and everything, because those are body weights and resistance band training programs. You could maybe quite possibly jump into AX1 and AX2 and then jump into this one. It pretty much all depends on where you're at in like your training sessions and everything. So like this is like I would definitely like gear this more towards like intermediate and advanced, because like you'd want that like have that experience even if you're not experienced with Athlete X programs before. I would definitely say get into this after like a while, so that way you have experience training and everything, so that way like you come in and like you already know like kind of what to expect, like the different splits and everything, and like you actually have a decent background. So like to like kind of how like looking back and like how I would do this is like if I was brand new, like I said, I would do like if I was brand new to training, I'd expect, and I came across Athlete X, what I would do is like the 002 elastics, AX1, AX2, so that way I have 15 months of experience, and then I can start branching out, and like the NXTs would be great to follow AX2 with, so because those are the month-long programs, it would give you even more experience and everything. So like of course you don't necessarily have to like and with the other programs and everything that are out there, like you can also like do a bunch of others, like I've done the review on the max shred. I've also done max size, so you can get into that, and that one's geared more towards like a 10 by 10 approach, like kind of like I'm sure people familiar with lifting are like can reference like the German volume training, which is like that kind of reference the max size, like 10 by 10. So like and so this one could be like a decent introductory to max size, or like it could in a sense fit in right afterwards and everything. So like of course it all depends on how you want to go on it. So like I would with the review, like I'll reiterate, the biggest downside is the actual lack of conditioning with this. So you kind of have to kind of figure out where you want to do conditioning, or if you just want to focus purely on muscle building with just this and everything. So that's that's the biggest downside I've seen going through this program. I've seen to it is the lack of conditioning. So that's like pretty much the only you could say complaint I have of the program, but I found a way around it. So like you could, like I said, I doubled up and like I do my condition after work and everything, so I'm doing this before work. So there are ways around it that you can kind of finagle and everything, how like, and of course it gets back to how you're approaching it. So like this would definitely be like I would feel like I'll reiterate, geared more towards like intermediate and advanced, even though like I said you could start off with this one and just repeat the first month, because that first month is a full body split and everything. So you can do like either or like figure out like I said, you could do like the bunch of like the body weight elastics and AX1, AX2, and kind of ramp yourself into this and everything. So like the great thing is like you could fit this in anywhere, you could anywhere, like the other programs and everything. So like max shred is definitely designed to kind of like ramp you into max size, but you could do like the max shred and go straight to this, or you could do this and go max shred, or like you could do any combination and everything. So with finishing this up, I'll be getting into like other programs like going forward. So like on the docket that I have is like there's a couple like 1 month programs that aren't necessarily part of the 18 NXT programs that were released originally, but like Iron Curtain Bane training are like a couple month long like NXT style trainings that I'm going to be getting into. I got All American Muscle. I also got Monster Maker, which is a program that he made, Jeff Cavalier made with CT Fletcher, that's on the docket. So like always, like what I'll do is I'll do like a review of each program once I get done. So like when it comes to muscle building, I'll probably like haven't given like the complaint of lack of conditioning. The compliment is that it is actually pretty good at like building muscle, and like the splits that they do, like breaking it up into the 4 phases of the 4 month long program is actually pretty good. So when it comes to muscle building, it's actually excels in that and everything. So like next week I'll be getting back into the alternatives to like the AA religion or AA cult, and however you want to look on that. So like and like always, what I'll do with this one is I'll link and I'll give the link to like the actual Athlete X and everything, so people can actually go to the website and check that stuff out as well.